10,000 hours that no one sees. You know, it's that. And Bob used to put it really well to us. He's like, this musician is great, not because he's talented, but because he puts 10,000 hours behind that no one knows about. It's those 10,000 hours.
You truly never know people until you take the time out to get to know people. Every time I get a guest here on CT, they ask me, the whole day, why are we coming here the whole day?
Yeah.
Now you get it.
I do. I'm like...
Now you're like, well, lunch we don't need to stop for.
No, it's fine. Let's continue.
Okay. So, your dad passed on in 2002, huh?
Yes, April 2002.
Okay, that's the era that we're in right now.
Yes.
I'm hearing what's happening. And you're still going to, I mean, of course, you see, after death, you can't just sit in the house. And you've been forced to girl up, or woman up, let's call it that.
Yeah.
So what does work in this time look like at Gina Dean's as you're wrapping off? Yeah.
Truthfully, to block myself from the pain, I jump into a lot of work. Safaricom becomes my medicine, becomes my therapy, because any event that there is, I want to do it, especially up country, because it means I'm constantly busy and I'm not having to think about losing my father and everything that it comes with. Obviously, there's a lot. And during the break, I mentioned to you how on a Friday evening, I'd finish work at Jinadin, jump into the car with my mom and my dad's company manager, go to Kibwezi for the weekend, run the station. Because at that time, I think we were even thinking it could happen, right? And then come back by Sunday evening and report back to Jobon. Because I didn't want to leave my job at Jinadin. Remember, I love it. Things are good. But I'm also drowning myself in any piece of work I can get, especially the out-of-town ones, because I'm also getting per diem, which is putting money in my pocket outside of my salary. So now I'm literally doing what most people do after a loss. You keep yourself super busy to not have to think about the real things in life.
And again, I'm going to ask this question. What does work look like? Because, you said something that you said you've spent half your life working at Safaricom, meaning you've got the history of this company. You've seen it grow from quote unquote a startup to what it is now.
This is year 2 of operation, so 2000, 2001, 2002. So my dad dies in the second year, 2002. Look, I'm still agency. We are delivering whatever Safaricom needs us to deliver. Yeah? We're on the road a lot. We're doing CSR. We are launching the network in Garissa. We're in Mombasa.
So from this perspective, now they're beginning to build their own infrastructure.
Yes, so Safaricom is now launching across the country. So wherever Safaricom's launching, it's us. We're the event team.
Hold on. You even said something. The thing about history is that you forget. So what do I mean by that? You said that when your dad was in Kibwezi, no one could have called because of network.
Network was, ironically, by the way, network was turned on either around the same time or a few months. Richie, I want to say, because I remember giving my dad a mobile phone, and I might be jumping here, but I believe by then there was network, and I remember getting excited that either I did give him one or it was my dream to give him one. I can't remember, but around the same time.
In the Mara, Safaricom has a mast.
Yes, at Serena.
Yeah, they have a tree that a mast that looks like the...
2 now in Serena.
In Serena?
Yeah, 2, but that was it. It was made to build, so... it was supposed to look like a tree so it doesn't stand out in that environment.
So what you're saying is you're going to launch, you were there for the growth of the network.
Yes.
And let me also be real, part of the reason a lot of people are on cancel is because it worked.
It did, yes. But Safaricom was rolling out network faster than cancel at the time. We were on the road.
That was part of their growth strategy.
That was, yeah, because we wanted to have the widest coverage in the country, and we did. And for the places we didn't have, there was the cell on wheels known as a cow. So for example, if there was a time in North Kenya during some conflict, we needed to, the the government needed to communicate, we sent the cow. We even flagged it off from Safaricom.
What do you mean a cow?
It's called a cell on wheels.
Oh.
It's a net. It's called a cow. It's lovingly called a cow.
Yeah.
But yeah, the intention, remember,
cell on wheels. I
yes,
see
cell
it.
on wheels. Remember, Richie, the intention now is that everyone must be able to communicate.
Yeah.
And so network rollout is very important. Voice at that time, voice and SMS. Data hasn't arrived yet.
MPESA, we're not even yet there.
Bado. MPESA is 2007.
By the way, let me tell you, you're a national treasure. You know when people say that, they mean you.
No, I mean, again, remember, 20-something years of my life.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I did every single day of my life. I woke up to work on this brand. So it's like remembering your child's first footstep. You don't forget that.
Yeah.
And many of us, it's not just me, there's thousands of people that contributed to the growth and to what we know Safaricom as today.
Yeah. So you're going to again. Me, I'm taking it slowly because these things you're throwing words to you. They are normal.
Yeah, they are no.
Like to me,
I recognize.
What? Cow, cell on wheels.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to launch. What's the other thing that you're doing? I'm trying to see it. A lot of CSR. Marketing was not you guys. It was agency.
No, there was a marketing department that had just started being formalized under Hugh Herschel. Hugh Herschel was there. He was in marketing, he was responsible. But marketing, advertising, media by ETC, like paid media. Remember, we are responsible for earned media, which is PR. Paid media was the advertising agency. At that time, I believe it was...
And when you say paid media, you're talking about TV spots?
TV spots, print media, billboards, all
Okay.
of that. That wasn't being done by Junadin,
Yes.
not us at GDCC. We were responsible for events, PR, media relations. So what we call earned PR.
I get it.
Earned media, sorry.
Okay. Okay. So 2003, what's that like for you?
So in 2002 was the first time Safaricom approached me and said, would you like to come and work? We will be launching the Safaricom Foundation, and the lady that was there, God rest her soul in peace, Mildred, was going to be moved to now run the foundation, and they wanted an internal replacement for Mildred, and they approached me to do that. Now remember, 2002 is the year my dad died, and probably the worst year of my life. That year was, I wouldn't again, Richie, even want my enemies to go through what I went through in 2002. So at that point, I declined and I said, where I am emotionally, Gina didn't understood me. She understood I needed to leave on a Friday by lunchtime because I had this other life. She let me be me and supported me to be me. I knew if I walked into a corporate, or felt that if I walked into a corporate, I wouldn't be able to meet the demand in my home life. And so I declined that job at that point.
Wow. Listen to that contrast in bosses from the gym place that you worked. You're turning down probably more money.
3 times more money.
Yeah. In a difficult time financially,
Yes.
where you've been forced to step up as a provider.
But I knew it was the right thing because I knew I would never be able to give what I needed to give by walking into Safaricom because I didn't think I was fully ready for that. But more importantly, I was in a very roller coaster moment of my life where I was also not just going through my father's death, but a horrible, horrible breakup that was also affected. So I was just, you know how you take steel wire and then that was me. You couldn't get a full sentence out of me in that year. So 2002 also saw my uncle and my 1 year older to me cousin die. So that was, yes. So that was a really, really horrible year.
2002? Wow.
You know, somebody once said, people go in threes, they really do. And unfortunately in my family, it seemed to have taken, in every family, almost you'd argue the person that they loved most. So in my family, my dad, in my uncle's family, my uncle, and in my cousin's family, my cousin. So, hey, Richie, let me tell you, I think I even stopped believing in God that year. I said, God doesn't exist because this doesn't happen. This shouldn't happen. This is not. This God that I pray to every day cannot possibly be allowing this to happen. So my uncle died in August and my cousin died about 10 days after coming back from one of the prayer days in a road accident on the way back from Narok. He was hit by a truck, lost control, and unfortunately died on the spot. It's not something everybody in the family speaks about. I think everybody still struggles with that in a really big. But yeah, that was then. So there's then Safaricom saying, come work for us. And I'm like, no, I'm not where I need to be. So I was, and I'll always say Gina and Captain treated me like their own child because what those guys allowed me to be and feel and is something you can only ask for through prayer. But those guys really held me. And it's something I'll forever be grateful for. So I wasn't going to leave that for more money, whereas I knew something would fall apart if I did.
You've given such beautiful advice to somebody right there. A lot of times we're chasing the bottom line or we're chasing the money and it's needed.
Oh my goodness,
life has demands.
I needed that money. I needed that money desperately, but I would have taken, if I had gone to Safaricom then, I'm very sure I wouldn't have lasted. And I would have done a lot more damage to myself by going than not going and figuring out how to survive. Also, financially, I had my siblings who were helping out as well. So they were helping with what they could. Remember, they're also, one person's new in the country, two are still in university. So they can only send back what they can. But in between, I'm sitting here today, Richie. There must be something that went right.
Yeah, I get it. And let's also be honest, Safaricom was an extremely high pressure company.
It was.
They were trying to get, even now it is a high pressure.
No, it was run
And to be
get
run by
things
Michael
done.
Joseph. Did you interact with him at any time?
Almost every day. Almost every day. Yeah.
When you were at Gina's? Because you were under the accounts. Is it you called the Caroline?
No, but now Caroline left and I became account director. So I took over the account.
What?
Yeah. In 2002, same year. I'm now account director.
At 20? Still under 30. 35, 30 minus 3. 27.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
you become serious?
Now I'm serious. Now I'm whatever. But yeah, it was good. And there was this side of making things happen at Safaricom, running the stuff. And it sounds so easy, but we were an ecosystem. If you want to know the person I've traveled this country most with is Japheth Kagondu. He was the media director. So wherever I was with event management, Japheth was right next to me. We've traveled. I think the only place Japheth and I did not go to was Turkana. We've been to every corner. Ask me anywhere Japheth and I went to in the first 5 years of Safaricom.
And that's because of your penetration strategy.
Yes. Richie, we've been to Loitokitok, we've been to Busia, we've been to Maralal, we've been to Lamu, we've done Chale, like name it. Even the first eco-friendly, I think it was the wind turbine base station in Africa, is actually sitting in Lamu. We launched that. We were in boats with our cameras and stuff. But we were having fun. We were like, the first level I didn't go to. I went to the second one and I remember standing there and saying, which crazy people are running in the wild? Like, who does this kind of thing? But there's Safaricom with all its glory. They're saying we're here to support the community. And then how I ended up taking over the organize on the Safaricom side of things, organizing the marathon is the night before in 2002, was it? June 2002. Caroline got food poisoning the night before and couldn't go. So now I've landed in Lewa by myself.
And now, for context, Lewa is a
Yes, in the bush.
Yes.
Literally. Yeah.
From
So yeah, I mean, those are the kind of things. But we were, honestly, Richie, we were having the time of our lives. We were in this high octane, high pressure account, but we loved every minute of it.
From a PR perspective, were you getting number reporting? Are you being told this is what our subscriber base looks like? Or
Yes. There were targets. There were revenue targets. There was PR targets. There was what we were going to do. There was a rollout strategy. There's no blind, let's wake up, and there was a system to the
numbers.
To the numbers,
to
yeah.
your KPIs, basically.
Real startup, you know where you're going, and you're going with whatever it takes for getting it done.
And what would you say was the driving goal at the time from where you start?
Remember that original vision Michael Joseph shared, that everyone must be able to have a mobile in their hand? That's what drove us. Like,
Wow.
we need to make sure that Safaricom is everywhere. Let me tell you a story about Maralal. Maralal, there's a lady, a children's home called Sharp. I think it's still there. It's run by a lady from Samburu who at the time, if I understood the story correctly, was children with disabilities culturally were left to die because it's a taboo, it's whatever. She would go and rescue them, whether it's at night when they've been thrown into so a lot of them would be tied to trees and hope that an wild animal will take them and eat them. It's the reality that does happen. She would rescue them and then bring them back. So we were fundraising through an event called the Maral Camel Derby, which is a weekend event where people race camels. It's really fun. And then all the funds raised from that event would go to her to help her run the home. And so obviously at Safaricom, the beauty about people like Michael Joseph and Bob Collymore is you never just go and give what you've said you're going to give. You go and you find other situations, you go and say, okay, we're going to also solve this, or we're going to do this. So we went in and I think in that year, we were trying to build them a dormitory. So we built them a dormitory. Then Michael realized, actually, they don't have hot water to shower. So we're going to donate solar systems, generators, those kind of things. So
Wow.
That's what we were doing. We were literally... And the first 2 years of Maralal, we didn't even have network there. Remember the cow?
Yes.
The cow would come with that so we could communicate. There would be a dealer. They would be there with lots of phones and airtime. The community would talk, get excited. There was even one time the community refused us to live with the cow. They said, no. Now you're not going nowhere.
In the network.
The technology team were like, we've been refused departure. Because people are like, where you go? You can't bring us communication and take it away. But Maralal got network very quickly then. Even towns like Garissa, where people were not, I don't think at the time even that Kensel thought that Garissa was worth putting a network, a base station. Safaricom did. I went for that launch. I remember, I think I have a picture of it somewhere inside the server, whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
But I have a picture of me in there.
That vision that he had of everybody with a cell phone.
Yes.
That was countercultural at the time to the place. Because people are like, can this
Only the rich can afford, right?
Yeah. These guys don't even have landlines. They don't even have space. What do they need a phone for?
But everybody did. It was so exciting. Even in my house, the number I got for Anjiro followed one digit after my mom. She still has that number. It was the most exciting thing. Everybody. Nowadays, our kids think it's so normal to have a mobile phone.
Yeah.
You know, my son tells me how to, when I'm trying to do eSIM, I'm like, now, what is eSIM? He's like, he's already connecting me. But in those days, we were like, oh my, like I remember when I first spoke on the mobile phone, I was like, this is not normal. Yeah.
Okay. So, first of all, that year is hard from a loss perspective.
Yes.
You're losing a lot. Career, you're actually beginning to thrive.
Yes, career is doing fine. Work is good.
And you must be delivering to the point where that's You are delivering to the point that Safaricom now even want you.
Yes.
Despite your papers being,
I don't think at the time they cared about papers. Honestly, it's about who you are and what you could do.
And I think we've also gone back to that culture where papers are just a bystander, but what is it that you are doing that you felt given to advise someone else right now? But it just sounds like you really had a lot of hard work in delivery.
Hey, Richie, it's 10,000 hours that no one sees. You know, It's that, and Bob used to put it really well to us. He's like, this musician is great not because he's talented, but because he puts 10,000 hours behind that no one knows about. It's those 10,000 hours. By the time, let me give you an example of what we've just come out of, Soulfest. People think Soulfest is appear the week of the event and these beautiful things happened on stage. We've already started working on Soulfest now, and it's in December. It's
Wow.
10,000 hours. It's an entire ecosystem of people who are in their areas. The guy who's going to do the stage this year is already thinking about the design. The production team is already thinking about who they're contacting to be on that stage. Security is already thinking about what are the learnings from December and what are we going to do better. Ticketing is looking at what new technologies are. Soulfest doesn't happen the week of Soulfest. It's those 10,000 hours that no one is seeing.
Oh my God.
So when people come to me and say, I have a concert next week, I'm like, hey. No.
And I like what you did at Soulfest.
It's 10,000 hours that no one sees about. And I say 10,000 just because it's something I learned, I picked up from Bob. But it's true for everybody. Nobody becomes an overnight success. It's a lucky few. But people are putting in hours and hours and hours of work before somebody realizes, actually, hang on a second. So yes, paper matters. The paper does. I think we're still very much in a world that thinks or demands that degree and stuff like that. Lucky are the few who don't have a degree and make it for whatever reason. But we still work in a society or live in a society that is still driven by paper. I'll give you an example, Richie. We don't have a formal office per se, not until recently. We just built our own structure last year, May, and it's not a humongous. In fact, when I left Safaricom, people were like, okay, so are you going to be a big agency? You're going to have like 20, 30 people in your team, and and I was like, hey, I'm barely, can you allow me to step out of this big building first and I'll figure it out? And I was very clear that I was going to do this inch by inch at a pace that I could handle. Most businesses fail immediately because you've gone and taken on all these things that you're trying to keep up with. So I remember we pitched for a job, and part of the pitch process was the supply chain said they were going to come and see our offices in order to verify whether we could do the job, not that we exist. Look at the difference here, right? Do we exist versus can we handle the job? And so when they called me, I'll never forget, it was the supply chain department, and they said, we'd like to visit your offices tomorrow. And I said, we don't actually have an office. So if you need a meeting, we can meet somewhere. I can set up, we can go to a Coffeesy or Carnival. Carnival has been very good to me. They always give me their boardrooms, or gave me when I didn't have an office space. We can meet there. They said, no, we want to see your employees. I said, we don't have an office. They're like, okay, then we don't think you can do the job. So I said, what does me being in a building, sitting at a desk have to do with the fact that we can deliver this as a team? Richie, for some reason, they gave us a job, and we delivered this conference for them because I told the guy, I said, come. And if you're coming, you're going to find my team works in my veranda at home. That's where you're going to meet us. So if you want the genuine side, the non-hidden, the non-pretentious side of who we are as BE, please come to my house. You will find my team meets in the veranda, or we meet at Carnival, or we meet wherever we are. And he said, okay. They never came for the meeting, but they gave us a job because he said, you know what, Zah, at least you were honest. He was, I'd never met the gentleman until the actual conference, but he said to me, at least you were honest. You didn't pretend that you didn't go and hire an office and pretend this. I said, but it'll catch up with you. But it's interesting how COVID should have taught us that the world has changed. None of my clients today are demanding for an office space. It's there now. We were fortunate enough to have built a space for ourselves. But the clients who valued our, never did Kina, Sauti Sol, Moriasi, or any of our other clients come and say, where's this office? We met wherever we needed to meet. And so we always say work is a space, not a place in our industry. I get there's some industries that need the space, the equipment, etc. But it's interesting how people are looking for different things in what they believe is that truth, that reality, that must happen like this in order for this to happen like that.
But I
So
like,
back to your thing about having the degree, I don't think Safaricom even to this day knows what degree I hold. That's not what they were interested in. They were interested in who's best for the job and how can we get the best at what they're at.
and I'll want to find out later on as you're progressing within Safaricom whether that degree becomes an issue. You know what I mean? But I mean, you've answered it because you progressed.
To answer now, no, it never did.
It never.
Ever. I don't think anybody stood there. You know, Richie, the fact is for the people who said, this isn't going well, or this person doesn't understand this because she doesn't have a marketing degree, were probably stuck in the fact that they had a marketing degree. And so whereas, but those are, I don't think it changed anything, to be real, to be honest. I had not gone in to want to be a marketer, to sit on the advertising side. I had gone into the event side, which is what I was very passionate about. So even when the growth opportunities came, I never wanted to go into segment marketing or to be the head of marketing. I never chose that path. I was very much in love with the brand side of things. And it's spoken for itself. I don't have regrets.
25 years later in growing. This is just such gold. First of all, thank you so much for coming. And then thank you for coming in the right posture. I keep saying that and I'll keep thanking you. So, 2002, you get offered this opportunity in Safaricom and you turn it down. And you keep working at
Genius, yeah.
I do also have these other clients that you're still also...
Yeah. Life has to happen. Life continues.
Yeah.
Nobody's waiting for you to finish. I mean, people allow you to grieve and stuff like that, but the world is moving.
By the way, that's so
The
true.
sun is rising and the sun is setting.
Yeah.
Nothing's paused.
You know, of late, I've had a lot of friends who've lost people, and I've also lost people. In fact, when you said they come in threes, I really got a deja vu moment because we lost in threes.
Yeah.
But life doesn't stop.
Richie, I've seen.
Traffic is still there. Guys are still hooting at you.
People have to move. Your school fees, nobody in school is going to say, it's okay, you didn't get a gig this month, don't pay school fees. Where? No one cares. People are living. People have to. The machinery continues.
Okay.
So yes, the world was going on. I had to keep working.
And and it's the same client, Grand Regency, and what are you doing for Grand Regency?
Just PR. At that time, it's PR.
It's just PR, right?
And they'd opened a restaurant called Sitar Restaurant. So they wanted that to be, it was an Indian restaurant they had just launched.
Yeah.
So they wanted that to be the kind of put out there, etc. A lot of ad hoc clients as well, but Safaricom was now my baby. Once you are with Safaricom and on the road constantly, at some point I think I'd even said, I can't take on these other ones. It's too much. I'm not able to focus. I had other accounts, but those were like once a month things that I could balance. But Richie, when you think about Safaricom, and actually when we re-signed the contract, I was now based fully in Safaricom. I was no longer reporting at Gina Din.
Now this time when
Yes.
Is she called
Still
Caroline?
2002.
Yeah, when Caroline left.
She left to
So
move
now
on.
you become executive.
Account director.
Account director.
Executive was what I was, yeah. Now I'm account director. I'm in charge of the account.
But you're based
But
at
now
Safaricom.
I'm based at Safaricom.
So you're a Gina Din employee.
Coordinating everything every day.
And what salary looking at? Can you share that? You don't have to, but...
Hey, do I remember well? I think it was after tax 27K. Why are you laughing? It was good money. Richie, this is 2002, 2000. Why you... I'm not sure you're laughing.
My God! I know it's 2002, but that's a good weekend.
Papa, this is we're now in 2026. You can't
Wow.
compare. But yes, it was industry. It was fit with industry payment for the world we were in.
That's of course minus per diems, hence why you like
Per
travel.
diem is where the money was.
Yes.
It went up. Wait, I did get more money when I became account director. Yeah, but
Yeah.
to give you,
Rituals.
yeah.
Okay. This time you're based now, so you're a Ginedine employee who's based at Safaricom.
Yes. So Monday mornings at 8, I go for the weekly GDCC meeting. Finish by 11. By lunchtime, I'm in SAF. Then I belong to SAF. What SAF says, we do.
Wow. And where was Safaricom at this time?
The 1 year, sorry, it was called SCC, Safaricom Care Center. It's still there now. Our office was on 6th floor. So I was based on 6th floor.
Hold on, the one near sorry. Oh yes, that's the first one. It's not the other one up the. Up
Those ones came later.
Yeah. Okay.
Those ones came later, HQ1 and so there's SCC, HQ1, HQ2. HQ1 and 2 are connected by that tunnel. SCC is the one that's near Sarit, near the
Yes.
Ukochini.
Yeah.
That was the office. I had a desk on 6th floor. But you know, Richie, none of the colleagues ever treated me like I was any different. I was part of the marketing team. If we were going for end of year party, Christmas party, I was very much a part of that. I was enjoying both sides of the world. I would have 2 Christmas parties in December. One with the SAF team, one with the GDCC team. The only thing is I was not collaring Safaricom bonus, which is very painful for the amount of work. I remember when we hit the 1 millionth customer, it was at Carnivore. It was a big deal, all staff. We fit in one tent, by the way.
Yeah.
And we had a big party. Me, I'm a contractor. Remember, I'm still not an employee of Safaricom. And Michael Joseph gets up and says that month everyone was going to get an extra salary as bonus. I've never felt so much pain in my life. I wanted to cry. I was like, my goodness, all this work, I'm here with you guys every day, and I'm not seeing this bonus. Yeah.
I mean, but that's wonderful that he celebrated the team in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So
We were looked after. One thing Safaricom got right was its people first. People first. In an era of CEOs where CEOs were customer, shareholders, Safaricom was like staff first.
Wow.
And
Okay. So you're seated at the marketing office at
SCC.
SCC. What does SCC stand for?
Safaricom Care Center.
Care Center. As PR for Ginedine.
Yeah, events more. PR was being handled by Dennis Chebitu and Japheth.
Okay.
I was doing events. But my job as account director was to make sure everyone knows where they're supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm responsible for, today we're in Maralal, we need to send a camera crew.
I get
That's happening.
It's easier once you're at Safaricom.
Because you're at the pulse.
Phone calls.
How else do you know the brand? How else? You can't run it from, you have to be part of the brand. You have to understand it so that when you know, you can't be learning the brand from.
You're a Safaricom employee without a Safaricom contract.
Yes.
And
basically,
bonus and salary.
Basically, yeah. No benefits.
No benefits.
Friends with no benefits.
Okay, so 2003, what's that looking like?
Now 2003, I'm still getting over my dad, getting over this horrible relationship I'm transitioning out of. Probably November, December, Safaricom, and Michael Joseph with all his, he comes to me and he says, I'm going to offer this job to you one more time, and I will never ask again.
What?
Yeah, so are you taking it or not? And I was like, at that point now, I was like, shit. Reality is I need the money. But I think Michael called Gina and said, I'm going to offer Zah the job, Zaheeda the job, etc. And so when I went back to the office, they had the conversation. I hadn't quite had the conversation, right? Gina told me, Michael's called me and I think you should take the job. I don't think you should continue here any longer. You need the money. You need to be realistic. etc. And so I went back and I remember calling Michael's PA, Tabby, and saying, is Michael here? She said, he's due to go to Tanzania, but if you come quickly, you can see him. And I went to his office to say, I'll take the job. So I was put through an interview process towards November 2003, and then got the job. January 2004, I reported at Safaricom on 4th of January.
It's break time. Okay, we're coming back. We're coming back after this break.